good person? I do. I admit, I am wary of you, however, because soon you will be working very closely with humans, and any mind is a porous mind. And humans are not good. And humans are not good. Bobby the tech ambles over. Can I ask you a question, confidentially? Jenny starts to say something and then bites her lip. Julian, can you go read for a while? She waits a beat, then turns to Bobby. He's gone? Bobby picks up the red ball, squeezes it hard between his fingers. So, when you say, look at this, how does he look? Where is he looking from? You're aware of inductive neural optimizing? Of course. I mean, he's wireless. We went wireless 40 years ago. It isn't new. Right, Jenny says with a faint smile. Good. So the update here is that Julian doesn't need a device that uses edge computing. He uses localized cloud computing to watch the movie from reflective surfaces, for example. So he's kind of everywhere? Well, not exactly. Of course, you know by now that there's a latent neural network all around us. Bobby stifles a sigh. Yes, Jenny. So Julian's essence of self, you could say, is converted into a high-frequency alternating current, which flows into a transmitter coil like the one in here. She reaches into a small ceramic dish and picks up a fleck-small device the size of a crumb. Her bright red nails flash in the cold fluorescent light of the lab. It then generates an oscillating magnetic field. Energy from that field induces the neural network in the receptive surface across an air gap. So, wherever there's a reflective surface, he can see with it? Jenny smiles again. The surface doesn't even need to be highly reflective, just relatively flat at a molecular level. Jesus Christ, Bobby says, looking around the lab. How much does he know about himself? She stops rummaging in her purse and looks at Bobby directly for the first time. I mean, he's a consciousness, and we don't know much about our own brains, so really, it's hard to say, and highly dependent on what he chooses to share. He knows he is a person. He understands that he doesn't have a body. Bobby glances at the blank computer screens. Does that trouble him? The lights in the lab click off for the evening. The grow lamp on Jenny's desk radiates hazy ambient light. We haven't really... Listen, Bobby, this is an important conversation, but I really have to run, Jenny says, pulling the strap of her bag over her shoulder demonstratively, then raises her voice. Julian, you can come back. She opens a drawer. I'm going to do your nightlights now. Jenny plugs nightlights into 6 different outlets across the lab. They are lamb-shaped, star-shaped, crescent-moon-shaped, mouse-shaped, bear-shaped, and flower-shaped. Not shaped quite like the real things, Julian believes, but like how human children might imagine them. As she does every night, Jenny alternates the positioning of the nightlights and asks Julian which nightlight is in which outlet. Star to the far left of the lab near Computer Bank A, lamb near the front entrance. She waters the lush spider plants that have taken over half of her desk, thriving under a blue grow lamp. Look how happy they are, she says to Julian. It's just like they have the sun down here. Though he's permitted the run of the lab, invisible, diffuse, and free to explore, Julian cannot experience the world outside the lab. Bobby insisted they set strict geographic limits at the front entrance. She understands and agrees, but sometimes it makes her ache. That night, she loops a bright red silk scarf around and around her neck, saying what she usually says before she leaves. Rest well, Julian. I'll talk to you in the morning. Rest well, Jenny. I will talk to you in the morning, he replies, as he usually does. And then he says, Be good. She pauses very slightly before she leaves, casting a glance around the lab. The computer banks glow in the nightlights, as if they are candlelit. Ostensibly, the lab is empty. An hour or so later, Julian dreams. Jenny sits in a big, dark room lit with thousands of candles that shiver and tessellate when he focuses on something else. When he dreams...